Welcome back to my channel. I'm Stefania, and you are joining me on a journey counting down to my 32nd birthday as I intend to change my life. This is day 95, so we still have plenty of time, but the areas that I'm looking to improve upon by actively participating in them are my wellness and my wealth, meaning participating in my business so that I can shift from this stagnancy and lethargy that's been in my business to back to more vitality and vibrance and excited about the offers that I have. Now, in terms of my wellness, today was a decent wellness day. We'll give it a B+. I skipped no meals. I still did my walks. I did my EFT and my morning gratitudes. I did not get to my workout today, which I've realized I do need to put it on my calendar to make sure that it gets done. In terms of business, the thing that I wanted to talk about today was this concept called Effortless virality. So I have gone viral on TikTok several times, and it's usually from a video that I call shit posts. These are when you have random thoughts or dialogue that enter your brain and you're like, oh, that's entertaining. You hit record, you get out of your own fucking way, and you just make the content. Every single time I do that, those videos go viral. And I cannot explain it because it's always something stupid, and then the comments go berserk. Over time, what I've learned, whether it was from the first time I went viral to the second time I went viral to the third or fourth or fifth, I'm not viral all the time, but thank God, because there's no way that my nervous system could have been able to handle it. I'm handling it pretty okay right now, but it's also really overwhelming because you're getting A, notifications, so I turn those off. B, every time you open the app, there's huge numbers jumping out at you. There's people who feel entitled to your explanations. There's people who are berating you, people who are making comments about your looks, all of this stuff. It's a lot on the nervous system. And so when I create content, I don't have a content plan. I show up with a message and I just see what happens. This is a great practice if you've been someone who has a fear of being misunderstood or have a fear of being seen, that you just get up and you just do it because you'll realize you'll survive it anyway. And then slowly, when you're no longer scared of showing up, you start to fine tune and show up in more refined ways later. You can only refine what you're actually showing up with. You can't refine if you don't have the raw material. That's my premise anyways. That's what I believe. If you're gonna create content, create the messiest content you possibly can, because it's gonna get better as long as you show up and participate. But let me tell you, I am so tired. It is so hard to create intentional content where you're communicating with your audience, where you're connecting, you're creating community, while also having like these fun shit posts is what I call them, right? The TikTok account that is currently going viral is the stefaniamaria.shitpost TikTok account, which is literally just me randomly. It has nothing to do with my business, although I might share like podcast promo posts in there. It's just me being fun and weird and just having thoughts, right? I don't really ever intend to monetize that particular account, but it supports me in this process of like, oh, I just have something to say, let me say it. Even though it's exhausting, even though it's nervous system overwhelm, even though I'm getting berated and insulted, even though people are saying all kinds of shit, there are hundreds upon hundreds of people in the comment section saying, thank you. I thought I was alone. Thank you. I thought I was going crazy. Oh my God, you're talking directly to me. Which got me thinking, this idea of effortless virality, that when you're creating effortless content, what if that's actually what's at play? Let's talk about something big, much bigger than us. Let's talk about something that is far more powerful than who we are as a person. That message that I shared today was basically talking about the loss of being attracted to people and how it's no longer like it was in my 20s, and like I'm seeing it kind of all over the place now. But what's so interesting about it is that because I didn't infiltrate the process, because I didn't try to perfect the content before I posted it, because I let it be messy, I just let it rip, hundreds of people got to feel seen. Hundreds of people got to feel validated. Those people were who the message was for. And so I'm going to invite you today to really consider, where are you self-censoring or kind of blocking yourself from the messages that are coming through you that need to come through you because you're so worried about scripting it out right, or making it super thought out, or perfecting the camera angles, or perfecting the things that you're saying because you're too scared that you're gonna mess it up, you're gonna be misunderstood. And ask yourself, what if it's worth being misunderstood? What if it's actually what's needed? That you being misunderstood is a part of the active service to the people who didn't ever intend to misunderstand you. Because one thing that I have seen over the years, whether it's been in my coaching space or my own personal spiritual practice or just being in business in general, is that when people misunderstand you, generally it's because they're committed to doing so. Very few people who want to understand will misunderstand you, because those who want to be understood, or those who want to understand what you have to offer, are curious if they don't immediately do so, right? Most people, if they are desiring to understand what you have to say, they're curious. For most people, if they don't understand what you've said, but they have the desire to know it, they're curious enough to ask questions. But people who are committed to misunderstanding you, there's nothing you could say, nor how you could say it, or perfectly script it out that is going to have them understand, because they're committed to not, right? So I want you to consider what message is coming through you that you're like, wow, I really want to talk about this, but people are going to disagree with me, and people are going to call me crazy, or people are going to say that's a you problem, which I get a lot. People are going to start questioning my identity. They're going to start questioning my profession. They're going to start questioning, like, what is the story that you're telling yourself that is filtering the message? Because the message might not be perfectly clean, right? The message might not be perfectly curated. But what if that is the rawest form that's going to get to the most people? I've gone viral several times. And every single time I've gone viral, it's because I'm fully expressed. I'm not worried about what I'm saying or how I'm saying it. And I knew that I was going to piss people off, but I just didn't even consider that in the creation of the content. Having gone viral several times, the thing that keeps coming through is that it doesn't matter if people disagree, and it doesn't matter if people don't like you. And while it sucks, like, to read insults after insults, those who matter don't mind that you stuttered, that you stammered, that you skipped over your words, that you misspoke. Those who truly matter, those who are intending to receive the messages that you have to offer, will receive them, even if they're not perfect. So the only thing that ultimately gets in the way is where we think, well, if I communicate this message perfectly, then it's going to get to more people. If you think that communicating your message perfectly is going to get it out to more people, I just want to tell you that has never been the case in terms of all the times that I've gone viral. Every time I've gone viral, it's because my personality is out, because I'm wild and I'm weird and I misspeak and I stutter and I stammer. Because that's actually what pushes the algorithm, the raw, real energy behind the content you're creating. And yeah, if you want to create monetized content, that's different. You want to be able to speak to, like, people's desires and call them forward. I haven't learned how to monetize TikTok, but I have learned how to go viral. And the easiest way to go viral is to feel the energy of the message that wants to come through, record it, don't get in your fucking way, do minor edits if you'd like. The more edits you do, the more energy that's lost, but then post it and then just wait. Or maybe you have 10 thoughts, or maybe, like, honestly, being manic on TikTok is probably the best way to go fucking viral, if that is your intention. Now, I would love to make TikTok a lead generation source for my coaching business. I have yet to find my groove with that. I'm sure I will one day. Right now, it's just a lot easier to send people over to my podcast so they can learn more about me, about how I think. I mean, even watching this, I would hope that you start to see how I think and how I behave and the way that I ponder things. But this is where I'm at today. I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and I'm ready to go for bed. Virality takes the wind and the life out of you a little bit, but that's also because your message had so much vitality in the first place that it needed to be pushed out. And so I consider this as a warm hug, if you will. If you're going viral, and even there was just a small small moment of a message that went through and people are relating to it and people are connecting to it and people are feeling seen by it, that is always worth it. Anyways, you can tell I'm so fucking tired because of how I'm like rambling right now, but this is gonna be today's episode. Like I said in previous videos, make sure that you subscribe, that you like, that you leave a comment with what you're leaving my videos with, even in the insanity and the rambling. I'm sure there's something that you got out of what I've had to say today. And don't forget to share if you have questions, if you have curiosities, if there are things that you want to know or content you would like to see me create because you're curious about it, please let me know. This gives me insights to what's interesting to you guys to watch. Okay? So until tomorrow, we'll see how I wake up.